This week, I need to get to the quarterbacks because, full disclosure, Justin comes up with these matchups. He just sends me a list and says, we're talking about these players. So I'm very curious why you picked the best quarterback in football. People are going to say it's Josh Allen. I understand that. Baker's not up to their level, but Baker has thrown the most touchdown passes in the past 2 years. That's more than Josh Allen, Lamar, Mahomes. So basically, he's one of the best quarterbacks against Daniel Jones this week. I'm curious of why you think anyone should start Daniel Jones over Baker Mayfield this week, or do you have Baker?
Okay, so full transparency here. I didn't hear a single thing that you just said because my headphones are doing the whole dead thing. So I heard, I think you said you're starting Baker Mayfield, and then you asked me why anybody would start Daniel Jones, Mr. Indiana Jones. Mr. Indiana Jones finishes QB2 last week when we didn't expect it, but he also did play Miami. Now he's got the Denver Broncos. So what was that? What was that face for? He
I
played
had him
Miami. They
highly ranked.
suck.
I had him highly ranked, and I started him
Oh,
everywhere. I
okay.
don't know why.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you kind of had to start him in the couple leagues that you do have him in. So, you know, I can't start Daniel Jones this week. Denver Broncos, much harder defense. Yeah, they're still at home. That's fine. I actually have Daniel Jones ranked pretty highly this week. I think he will finish up there, but I'm just not comfortable starting him yet. Baker Mayfield is an absolute stud. He's got a Mecca. Mike Evans didn't even get going last week, and he still finishes a top 10 quarterback last week. So I'm going to start Baker. I do have full transparency. I do have Baker ranked lower this week than Daniel Jones, but I feel more confident and more comfortable with Baker. But I think the ceiling for Daniel Jones might actually just be higher.
So Daniel Jones is playing Denver this week, and since the start of last season, only 5 quarterbacks have managed to score 17 or more points against Denver. It is a challenging defense. I don't know if Daniel Jones is good enough to actually do that against Denver. Yes, he did it against Miami. We've been telling you all offseason, start everyone against Miami because they don't have a secondary. They don't have a defense. Whenever they do have a defense, Jalen Phillips or Bradley, they get hurt. So start everyone against Miami. They're in shambles. This isn't a like real football show, but if this was a real football show, I'd be telling you guys Miami's locked in the first pick. They're awful. So again, Denver's a much, much different team than Miami. Although his rushing upside does give you, I guess Baker has the same rushing upside. No, Daniel Jones is
Daniel Jones scored 2 touchdowns in the red zone.
I know he did, but Baker could do that too. Don't discount Baker Mayfield.
He doesn't. He doesn't though. Daniel Jones is a running quarterback.
But Baker Mayfield is a passing quarterback that could also give you 36 to 40 yards on the ground if he so chooses to or needs to, which he has done. He doesn't want to do that. He's a thrower. He wants to gunsling it with the weapons of Emeka Mbuka and Big Mike Evans. He can do that. There's a lot of question marks around here. A lot of people very upset with the new offensive coordinator here. It was very, very predictable offense. They felt like it was stagnant. It was nothing like Liam Cohen's offense. It was nothing like it. So I am worried about Baker this year falling off, but I'm also not worried at the same time because of his elite weapons. This week, particularly, I do want to start Baker Mayfield. I'm picking him easily. He's going to be a quarterback 1 this week against the Texans. I shouldn't say easily. Texans have a very good defense as well, but Baker has a track record where Daniel Jones is not. How many times have we seen week one last year, Isaiah Likely balled out, never heard from him again? Not saying Daniel Jones is going to do that because he's going to put up decent fantasy points week to week, but the inconsistency of him, I'm not into it, especially going against someone like Baker Mayfield, who's an MVP candidate, who I think the Buccaneers will go deep into the playoffs. So give me Baker Mayfield all day against the Houston Texans. And it's just mainly because of his consistency in his lifetime there in Miami. And because he's the only jersey I have. Right here. Baker.
I'm gonna be actually I'm changing course. I'm gonna be the one person on our team that picks Daniel Jones this week. I have him ranked higher. I have to stick by my rankings. I'm gonna pick Daniel Jones this week. And I'm gonna say he's not gonna do exactly what he did against Miami, but Denver also didn't do the best against Tennessee last week. That offense couldn't get going, which meant the defense had to play a lot more. And the Colts offense was firing on all cylinders. Tyler Warren is exactly who I said Tyler Warren was going to be since we started talking about rookie tight ends. So Michael Pittman Jr., finally a thing. Wide receiver 8 last week. I'm gonna go Daniel Jones and call it a day.
And you bring up
I
the
believe I said
rushing
that.
touchdowns, which are great. But the rushing touchdowns are great. But could we predict 2 touchdowns every single week? There ain't no way.
No.
So that again, I'm not saying it's a fluke because as you know, I drafted Daniel Jones as a top 24 player in one of our leagues. And as you know, I was hyped about it all off season. And I'm not that I want to give up on him, but against the Baker, no, thank you.